notable about this convention is the lack of sponsorship billboards. There's no corporate presence to speak of.
Now, this is the unspoken reality of this convention. We are looking at a coup, right? We are watching someone take over a political party that the leadership of which doesn't want to be taken over, right? So here's what they want. They want Donald Trump to run a solid campaign. They're not going to undercut it. They want to run a good, solid campaign, but there's frankly probably quite a few of them that wouldn't mind if he loses. Just don't lose so bad that you lose the Senate, right? And that's why they're not here. That's why we're looking at empty seats on the night of the roll call. I mean, it's a party that is in a measure of crisis, but our politics is in crisis. And so we make a big mistake when we think just because this convention seems sort of goofy in some ways and a little out of sync, that necessarily means that Trump is, a failure as a candidate. The comparison to the Democrats next week, now that's what gets interesting. The Democrats will have a much more structurally sound convention. No doubt about it. But they will have internal divisions that will be perhaps more on display than at this convention. And so don't assume that a kind of quiet, maybe even oddly bumbling and boring convention for Trump necessarily is a bad thing. You may have a more exciting convention for the Democrats, but with more tensions. We'll see how they come together. And then one final element of it. Trump has run his whole campaign as a renegade, right? Mm-hmm. He's always trying to knock other things over, mess other things up. And so, of course, the formal event that he does, great, right? But boy, I would keep an eye on Donald Trump during the Democratic convention. Because I'm going to bet he's going to be trying to do a whole bunch of noisy, complex, disruptive things that get the attention over him.
He talks about himself as a developer and a construction, but he's also a demolisher. Absolutely.
Hey, in fact, the one thing about Donald Trump, the only good question I ever asked about Donald Trump during this entire campaign came at an event I was doing, and a woman got up and raised her hand. She said, well, who's Trump's vice president going to be? I said, I have no idea. This was a couple weeks ago. And she said, well, I want to know, because everything he's ever done he's quit, right? And, I don't think he's going to quit this run for the presidency. I don't think he's going to quit it if he became president. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is this is a guy who is not uncomfortable doing big, unexpected, disruptive things.
I look forward to seeing you in Philly, John.
You will be there.
Pleasure.
All right, my dear.
Donald Trump. Thank you.